So, hey everyone,
What's it?
welcome back here to another episode of Inspired Minds, guys. Today's guest, guys, I'm extremely excited about. Please help me and welcome Jean, Michel, Victor. Welcome, brother.
How's it? Thanks,
Good
my
man,
man.
good,
Thanks
good,
for
good.
speaking.
AKA be lekker.
Bra. Be lekker,
Be
bra.
lekker, bra.
Ja, we zijn een kaap af. We had to add the
Yeah,
bra
yep,
in.
yep. How's things, brother? How's things? Good, your
Good,
side?
good, happy, healthy, working,
Awesome,
surviving,
awesome, awesome,
training.
awesome. Keep going. Momentum matters, eh?
That's it. Yeah. That is very important, eh? It's very important.
Yeah. So, John, share with everyone who you are and what it is that you're busy doing at the moment.
Well, I'm Jean-Michel Victor. I married three kids. This is the me. Well, that's the dog as well. Added in. So I've got a boy and girl, 7-year-old, 5-year-old. I work in retail management, run a store. I work most of the time. I train 2 to 3 times a day while doing all of this. So that's it. That's me in a nutshell. I try and do as much as possible because you only live you got so much time. So for me, it's like you got 24 hours. What are you going to do? How are you going to use it? How to time management in life is also very important, which I'm very big on. So hashtag no excuses. That's my main thing. Like if I can do it,
100%.
works in retail, trains, and then still spends time with the family, still brides, weekends, still drinks. I'm also human. Everyone thinks if you do something different or you train or you fast or you fit, you like only focus on that aspect.
You need to
But
love as
no,
well and have fun, yes.
yeah, yes.
Yep.
Yeah, no, a lot of guys take that they get obsessed. So I'm also very obsessive, but I've learned to balance
Mm.
that lifestyle because
We
it
will.
can get very selfish.
Yep.
You can get
That's one of the.
very selfish.
I think that's one of the topics that we can cover as well as we move forward, John.
Yes,
John, so
yes.
where did everything start for you on raising funds and your whole fitness
Jeez.
journey? Where did everything start for you?
Yeah, you wanna. So I started at 24 years old. Basically, I feel childhood. I've got Tourette syndrome, vocal, facial tics, dyslexia, ADHD, you name it, the whole bandwagon. So growing up, I also middle class. Mom worked hard, stepdad. My real dad wasn't much of a great influence personally. But we'll tap into that, what I use as trauma as fuel.
Yep.
So, which I learned from actually David Goggins, following him, actually, funny enough. But so that's basically, so I had a kid, got married, was smoking, doping. I couldn't even run a K, bro. Literally, I ran from my house to my mom's house in Durbanville, which is it's 900 meters. And she had to give me a lift home. And I was like, yeah, this isn't lekker. I can't do this. I'm having a kid. And what happened is on New Year's Eve, I was so drunk out of my head, like gesyp. And she told me, look, if you do the Augus, I'll buy you a bicycle. I'm like, okay, yeah. I'll take the bet. You do that. So she bought the bike. I was like, whoa, what now? So I then started running. That's all I could do. And geez, I suffered chest pains in the beginning. And like, I went from 1K to 2Ks to 3Ks and so on. Eventually, I ran 18Ks. Then I did the August, but I wasn't fit enough. So I still drank out a six-pack the night before at a Musa party and then cycled. It took me 6 hours, 13 minutes. But when I finished that day, I promise you, bro, I almost thought I'm going to die. I thought like, yay, this is... And then when I finished the August, I was like, yo, my bro, if you can do this, what else won't you do? Like, and that's where the spark came. And then I started doing triathlons, started swimming, biking, running. And then what happened is in 2015, I damaged my meniscus from all the time. I skated for a couple of years, but right now I had a knee op done. And when I had the knee op done, I had to stop triathlon. So I stopped completely. I took 6 months off, back to my bad habits. And then a nice, good friend of mine introduced me to trail running during that process. And that's where the mountain running came off. I don't know if I got good genetics, but I wasn't so good at triathlon, being the top guys, the speed wise, but with the mountain, hey, I was actually not bad
Yep.
with the training. And then I started 2017 focusing on that. And that led me to everything. So I started doing Lions Head, and I thought, you know what? Let me try and do 100 summits. Let's just see. Pushed, did 100. I met this guy called Costa, who runs the Line 500. I don't even know about the Line 500.
Yep.
For mental health. He approached me and asked me to join. And I was like, yeah, bro, 100%, I'm there. But it was a year later, when he finished his 500, I joined up. And he basically said, well, you want to start, you got to start from zero. And I was really 200 summits up. And I'm like, no problem. Because ego is not my, yes, we all have egos. I have an ego. But I just put it aside. I'm like, yeah, dude, let's do this. And to the Line 500, I started doing that for 500 summits for charity. And it's actually built up quite nicely. And so then I had this idea in my head, like, has anyone run up and down Lions Head for 24 hours? Non-stop. And everyone told me, bro, you mad, hasn't been done, your knee, your this. And then I was like, okay, screw it, let's do it. So I had this big plan to do it in April last year on my leave. And what happened is COVID hit, lockdown hit, everything hit, boom, plans done. And then, it was a hit. But then I got home, stayed at home for a week, went back to work and trained at the same time. I think I ran a full marathon, in my house, in my flat, 20 meters up and down, 7 hours. I ran 3 half marathons. It was crazy. But I can't sit still. I have to keep busy. Because you know what happens? As you might know, you still sit. You want to smoke engines, you want to booze. How's it going, brother? I see you, back
That's
to habits.
correct.
Habits, yeah. And so, and then they approached me for running for charity for Love Your Nuts. And people always laugh. I said, yo, Love Your Nuts. For testicle cancer. I'm like, yo, I'm in. Because I also had a problem down there. I have a varicose veins issue. So it's so funny. The urologist, pain and all that. So I know what it's like, as the balance big serious. So no, I'm very open about it. And then that charity got into that. And that's how that started for running Live for Live and Us. That's why I do like the Mankini Summit. Promote, expose, anything. Be open-minded. And that's where that got me.
And John, what benefits can one get from actually going hiking or gymming or doing any flexibility? Walk the people through.
Now, my key on that is that I've never joined the gym, only with my triathlon days. So I do all my home workouts. It's basically 3 things I always say: discipline, consistency, and determination. So you got to set small goals. These guys, you can't look at yourself weighing, example, 100 kg overweight. You're going to now be a bodybuilder in 3 months. I tell guys, it's taken me 8 years to get where I am. 8 years. And it was like, oh, yeah, bro, yes, you're so fit, you're a machine. I'm like, no, I had to get where I was 8 years ago, 2 years. I never always looked like this or trained like this. And I always felt sorry for myself and blamed the world for my problems. And at 30, I decided, no, screw that. It's on me. Accountability, bro. You can't blame anyone. Huge emotional breakdown at the age of 30. So, I know. We'll get more into that and go some deep stuff. But it's training and getting fit. It's just health purposes. You feel better. You're stronger. You're mentally stronger as well. And it's confidence. You'll see many in the old days, like your dad, my dad, or the old guys, they used to prove that they used to play the Rugby World Cup final, say, for example, back in the day, and not get paid for it in the 70s and they went to work the next day. Those were men. They took responsibility. They were pride. That's what we need. So you got to take pride and self-respect within you, because if you look good, feel good, you want to be better.
Here we go.
That's my Otherwise, you're going to smoke a boat every day, down a black label, and sit there like, tomorrow. It's like those Monday nights. Everyone's starting Monday. I'm going to Monday. My brother start now. No, I said, no, it's excuses. Get in. And then, people need that.
I agree, John. I agree that the right time to start is actually now. And we often as humans, we procrastinate and we leave things for Monday. People always want to start on a Monday.
Monday, exactly.
So just start whichever day it is and then take it from there. It's the most important thing to start. Yep.
And that's what I tell people.
And John, I saw you did on Instagram as well. I saw you did the ice bath. So I also did that already. Brother, mentally you need to be strong. Mentally you need
How
to
long,
be strong.
how long did you sit, more or less?
It depends on how much ice I put in. So if it's a
Okay.
lot of ice, then I'll do for 10 minutes. 10 minutes max. But I
Oh,
haven't
that's great.
exceeded that as well, yes.
No, that's good, bro. That's perfect. You
And
know,
and
you
and what? Yep, go for it, brother.
you only need 3 minutes scientifically. That's all.
Yep.
But like 10 minutes, well done, bro.
Yeah.
It's really
Yep. What I did, John, what I did as well was, I would wake up 5 o'clock in the morning, right? That's my time, brother. That is my time. And then what I'll
yes.
do is 5:30.
That's the grind.
5:30, I'll go swim. If it's raining, if it's warm, I'll go swim that time in the morning. Just to make
So
me mentally stronger and to prepare me for the day. Because I watch a lot of podcasts, and what I've learned is if you do something uncomfortable, when you start your day with something uncomfortable, you build so
sounds
much
like David
confidence.
Goggins. That's
There we
right.
go. Yeah.
Navy SEAL say, get comfortable being uncomfortable.
There we go. And John, what benefits does one get from taking ice bath? Because I know
Shoot.
you do it very often.
Where do I start? So I take a cold shower every day. Every day. So let me say like the comfort zone. So this is what I do. I get up in the morning or get up in the evening. You get in the shower and I put that hot water on and I wash myself. And I make myself like, yo, do I have to do this? And as I think that cold, start head first. So what happens is as soon as that cold water hits, the body temperature just drops because it's directly to your brain and it runs down. So I don't recommend guys do that in the beginning because you can get dizzy and pass out. No jokes. You can literally, because of the temperature drops so much that you become dizzy.
Yep.
So start with your back. That's where your brown fat cells mainly are in the back. That gives us the heat when we're in the cold, the brown fat.
Yep.
And yeah, that's basically what I do. That's what the cold showers. Ice baths have become expensive. So I used to take every twice a week. Now I'm on Sundays. So I buy 30 kilos of ice in a big bucket of water, 240 liters, plastic bucket. Throw it in, gets about 4 degrees. And I can sit between 20 and 15 minutes just breathing, calm, relaxed. And the benefit is dopamine. There's your brain. So that's what you want. So this is science. I know I sound like Wim Hof repeating him or I'm quoting him. So the medication they recommend for Tourette syndrome and schizophrenia and depression, the medication, this is a fact. The ice bath releases 10 times, no, not 10, say 3 times more of your dopamine and I can't pronounce it, adrenaline is another word for it, and your sertraline. So this is what these pills do. You take them and they work on those factors. An ice bath boosts that up.
Wow.
So it actually helps with my tics. My Tourette's tics goes down. My vocal tics go down. I'm more calm. I'm more relaxed. My ADHD is calmer. And it's actually very good for testosterone as well. Very good to boost. Like 2 ice baths will push your testosterone up by 200%. That's why I read an article yesterday on icing your balls. And these guys are all saying, and they're showing that it's actually such a booster of testosterone that it is crazy. Because it's, the cold literally, it's like a peaceful place. Because it's also like he says, I've read his book. And I've done most of the stuff that's in his book. I've done the ice baths. I've done the cold showers. I do the cold running exposure. So it's like 7, 8 degrees shirt off, up and down the mountain. And everyone's like, oh, this dude is crazy. Not really, because like it's so cold, but it's not cold. So you just need to breathing, the heating, the relaxation, accepting. And for health benefits, immune system, it is absolutely crazy what it does for the immune system. And I always tell you, the answer is all in nature. So the cold, literally, I can tell you, it is what your body needs to boost immunity. Yeah. So, but there's also, don't overdo it, because you can also weaken the immune system. Like overtraining, over balance. So you need to find that balance.
Okay.
In doing this.
And John, I saw that you read the book of Wim Hof, right? Is that right? Yes. Walk us through that book. What was it like?
Look, I enjoy it because where he's coming from is about emotion and mind control. So think about this. You've got 4 kids. You financially don't have much money. You're working off wherever, or your wife is off the kids. Your wife goes in an 8-story building, I think it was 8, and jumps off and kills herself and leaves you with 4 kids. Maar bra, if I survive that, I'm telling you, and can still be happy and fine and love your life. I met my wife when I was 13 years old. We've been together 18 years, married 10. And I always tell you, if I have to lose you, I don't know if I could cope. I honestly don't know, because you are my everything. We are so connected spiritually, soul. It's crazy. We're like, I don't know, we're as one. But reading the book, I understand that you need to. The cold helps with emotions, and it's helped me with my trauma, with my childhood as well. So, yeah, the book is very interesting, and it's all scientific studies proving that he's not a madman. That is like trying to show guys scientifically, yes. Like I did the experiment where he got into the ice and he lowers his heart rate, and I did that. I went to the ice bath. It went from 120 to breathing. After 2 minutes, it went down to 65.
Wow.
And it honestly it slows everything down. So his book is very in-depth and explains everything by T. And you know what mainly it is about mind? It's all in the mind. So everything you do is in the mind. People get conflicted, like, I can't do this. Your mind can control your body. You can control the nervous system. It's all there subconsciously through the breathing and letting go, accepting. That's the key.
Yep.
Accepting what cannot be changed.
Yep. And John, speaking about mindset, what can those do that would love to do what you do? For example, the ice bath, they go hiking with no t-shirt on, all of those things. How can they build their mindset? Where should they start?
You just do it. I'm very much like that.
And I think that's the difficult thing that people struggle with, right?
They got fear. They got fear built into them. From a youngster, we were told, get out the cold, or don't do this, it's too dangerous, or the doctor will tell you this. I'm sorry, I've never ever, like you, this sounds crazy, but I've never listened to anyone. If someone tells me to go left, I go right. Why are you telling everyone to go left? You got an initiative? I'm going for it, right? I'm going to show you. I've never ever been that person to be influenced. Never. I can't. I need to know, why are you saying this? How are you saying this? Give me the points, because everyone looks for leadership because they don't want to take accountability. So they want someone to blame. No, he said we must go there. We all hurt ourselves. It's his fault. No one says, I chose to follow him. It's mine. That's the problem with society. No one takes accountability of the choice. They want someone to blame. That's what he said. No, with me, if you want to get up and do this, you got to say, okay, listen, screw it, I'm going to do it. And I promise you, within 2 minutes, I've seen people's mind change like that. And that whole cycle of what they were taught for 25 years goes. And like, whoa, it's not that hard. I said, of course it's not that hard. If I can do it, you can do it. This, my wife takes ice baths for 10 minutes. My wife, she just climbs in there, she just sits there and relaxes. So we got to get that belief structure out of limitation. And at school, I was always limited. Now they saw me, oh, you can't read, you're dumb. I said, no, but I can draw. I'm autistic. Let me make a video for you and I can show you. But people aren't taking the creativity out of kids. They want you to study like Excel at school.
Yep.
Like boom, 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 boom. And not all kids are like, I wasn't like that.
Yep.
I'm not. Honestly, it doesn't. And not everyone is the same. You know? So there's very little teachers out there that actually see and help kids with that see their potential. And interestingly enough, the one teacher that always believed in me was from Manenberg, Mr. Veldsman. I will never forget that man in my life. He's the only one. I said, Jay, jy kom met die brood uit. Nou is jy in die Durbanville. Jay, jy moet pas op. And that's why I loved him, because he knew what I was about. He could see the potential. He said, Mr. Victor, you're either going to be in jail or very rich one day. One of the two. There's no other way with you. And And he was straightforward, eh? Yeah, I'll give you an example. I was doing business in the class and I was telling him about business economics. And he's like, "No, why aren't you getting 100%? Because what you just said there," I said, "So I can't write it." Yeah, but you like me. I said, "Yeah, cut." So he took a bet. Bro, I wrote the exam. I got 88% for it. He says,
Wow.
he's class. He's not stupid. He's just lazy. That's the problem with him. He's just lazy. And I didn't care. I never had much direction growing up in that. But yeah, so everyone must just start doing it. Most people will tell you, when I started running, my mates would drive past me and say, "Man, bro, waar is die boere?" I said, "What do you mean?" "Oh, what do you mean?" He says, "Where's the cops? Why are you running? You running? Are you mad? You're either running from something."
Yeah.
So yeah, and now 8 years later, they're like, they cannot see me not running.
Yeah.
It's crazy. Yeah, it's our life.
And John,
itself
what role does your wife play in your life?
Everything. Like my wife, you obviously picked it up. My wife, bro. We met at 13. She like never gave up on me. Never. She was there through everything in my whole growing up, from 13 to 32. So that level of support is huge. She's a great woman. No, I'm so blessed, honestly. I couldn't get better. But yeah, this is a two-way street. But she also is very, very mind strong. Very mind strong.
So you guys are very aligned in a lot of aspects.
Yes, but yet we're also opposites.
Yep.
So we argue about everything. She's a perfectionist, calculates everything, calculates risk. I say, move forward, see what happens. So it's completely opposite.
Yes.
It's nothing alike. You know what I mean? I'll be like, buy the gold ring. I only love once. No, but we're going to buy food. No, we can get it next week. We'll work it out. No, but I said, get the ring, man. And then next week works itself out. It's like, yo, I don't know how you get this right. I say, because I believe, baby. I believe till the end. Everything is going to work out. Your belief structure needs to be, and I'm not talking about religion. I'm talking about your internal belief structure. Needs to be in yourself. You need to like speak it, see it, and just believe it. And it will happen. Put in the time and work.
Yep. John, I would love to go hiking with you. I'm always seeing. So what I did with a few guys as well. We woke up one morning, 4 o'clock in the morning, right? And I said to them, "Look, we're gonna pray in the morning. We're gonna go gym. We're all gonna get in the pool. This is all 4 o'clock in the morning." And the temperature was extremely cold, John. But you know what? After we swam, we went. I think we did a few MMA defensive work as well.
Yes.
We did a lot of things, and we went hiking with our t-shirts off. So it was one of the most beautiful experiences ever. And that's why I would love to go again. I would love to do that again. Just let me know.
Come with me. I'll make sure it's 7 degrees, the north wind's blowing, and there's everything that can go wrong, will go wrong. It's dark, it's raining. Make sure you don't want to be there. And I promise you, I actually get excited. The worse the conditions, and a good friend of mine, Marco, will tell you, we've been running for years together. He's like a machine now. In the last 2 years, we've been running, or 3 years, I think, mountains. No, he's like a machine, bro. Yo! So, and he'll tell you, I don't stop talking, no matter how bad it gets, how the wind gets. I laugh at everything. And him and I have had so many fights. First, because we're also completely opposites. So you'll be like, he's not the risk taker, I am. And we have a good chat about taking accountability and my ego. So he does very well for me as an individual. Yeah, I know he does. He tells me straight as arrow, dude, you're being a dick. You need to stop. I'm like, okay. And then I fight because I'm Portuguese. I was, hey, I'll go in. It's Italian. Like, we're gonna play. And he's like, relax, chill. And then he always puts me on the right path. And I always go and think of what he said. I'm like, geez, that was right.
Yeah.
Yo. But I'm very passionate. I'm very passionate on what I believe. So people always, I'm always head first in. I think later. I think that's my advantage and disadvantage. So it can either lead you to succeed or you're going to fail and learn and go back.
Yep.
That is my main goal.
And John, speaking about failure, John, what advice would you love to give to those people out there that's watching this episode? What advice
Oh,
would you love to give to them?
fail, 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 and fail some more. Never stop failing. Never stop
Mm,
failing. Because if you don't fail, you don't learn.
wow.
Jeez, I've had rolled ankles. I've had torn ligaments. I've had knees. I've failed so much times at 10 because everyone only saw, oh, Jean ran up the mountain 13 times in 23 hours, but they didn't see the 3 years it took me to get there. So that 3 years was failure all the time. And with failure comes lessons. Like people, I love it when I don't make it because people are like,
Mm,
yeah, I told you we we're going to do it. I said, I didn't make it this time.
mm,
Watch, that's five. You know, I've got
I
that. I
drive,
really
yeah.
got that. I've got that attitude.
Yep.
I need someone to tell me I'm shit and I'm going to fail. I don't need someone to tell me that I'm praise me. I don't like it because that makes it. I have a little bit of an ego. We all do. But the game was for us. Look at Ronaldo. Ronaldo scores 10 goals. I was like, shirt off. I have that in me. I won't deny it. So, yes, you feel like pumped up and you feel like, yes, I'm the man. It's normal. It's not, I could get carried away, ADHD,
Yeah.
but you got to get back down to earth. But I like it. I'll give you an example. When I did the 13 summits in 23 hours. So I basically worked the Saturday till 1:30, worked the full day, got to Lions Head, started summiting at 2 o'clock. 8 days prior, I actually damaged and hurt ligaments in my foot. I tore a couple of little fiber tears in the ligaments. I was blue pink. Everyone's like, Sean, it's 8 days before you're doing this. Don't do it. Like, it's not good. You're going to have permanent damage. And so then my mate Marco pointed out messages. I hope you guys know you're just fueling him to do this to prove you wrong. I think he said something like that because he knows me because we've been running. And I went off, and I pushed that 7 summits from 2 o'clock till 10 o'clock. And then curfew happened and we had to leave. But during that time on the 7th summit, my ankle was starting to give issues, And the porcupine jumped out of the bush and I rolled the ankle again. My bro, I thought I'm seeing stars. Well, there were stars, but I thought I'm going to die. I was like, yo, the pain shot up. I phoned my wife. I'm like, ice, 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 ice. She said, what's wrong? Ice? Nah. I get down to the bottom. My foot is shaking like this. I'm sleeping in the ice for 10 minutes. I took it out, bro. I was really repeating myself 7 or 8 times. I don't know. Shoe back on. Went up again. And I was like, screw that. So that was now the 7th summit. We came down. And then we had to stop. And we went off. And then the 7 hours put me behind, a lot of summits. So the morning, I went home with Costa on the line 500.
Yeah.
So I went with him. I only slept an hour and a half because I couldn't sleep. 5 o'clock. When I woke up the morning, my ankle was inflamed. I couldn't walk on it. And I was like, screw that. Sock on. I tied that shoe so tight, I think I stopped the blood flow. I said, here we go. We're going back. Got back, 6 more to go. And then when I got to summit 10, then it hit me. Then I was like telling myself, Sean, you can stop now. Because now your mind plays tricks on you. David Augus talks about that. When that little bitch voice comes to speak and it tries to tell you, you're fine. You have to prove it's okay. It's all right. And I was like, my wife asked, you're hungry? I'm like, yeah, can you get McDonald's Big Mac? After that Big Mac got down to up, my brother, McDonald's, you saved me. I know it's not good to promote that, but yeah, I missioned that last 3 and I gave it all. I gave it my all with foot, with I only had 6 weeks to train for this because remember we had lockdown, so I never had any elevation training till October or August, September. So I only had September. I had 6 weeks to get ready to do this.
Sure.
And then, I finished the 13 and I didn't realize it was going to be such a big thing, but an average guy that works. And then I went home and I went to work on Monday. I couldn't even walk. Like with the ankle, with the foot, I went to work.
Yep.
So, yes, but the failure from the 3 years of trial, error, fatigue, taught me what to do and not to do to succeed. So that's why the more you fail, the more you learn. So it took me a long time, a lot of learning and timing to understand what it's about. But it also helped me emotionally. What I did emotionally helped. So it's more of an emotional thing.
And I think, Jean, like if we mentally in a good space, everything else start to fall into place. Do you agree with that? What do you think about that, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
But after 7 or 8 hours of up and down a mountain, you start. That is where that is where character comes in. I tell people where you want to quit because everyone's fit. You're going to run a marathon. Let me tell you, by K32, 33, everyone's feeling the same. Those who finish are his character. An ultra. I got from guys that I know that run on the mindset movements. Carl Evans and them. These guys run 100 Ks, 160 Ks, 90 Ks. And it's all about mentality, the will to keep moving. And I'm a big believer in following guys that don't give up. I don't want the best athlete, the fastest guy, the strong. I want the guys that be around me that don't give up because they're the ones that are going to. And that's the key. People give up too easy.
Yep. And Jean, before I ask my last question, where can everyone find you on social media?
Oh, on Instagram, on Be LEKKER, brah, like BELEKKER, brah, BRY. I think I should have put a U, but it's actually a brah. You know, like, brah.
Yep. Yep. No, I'm with you. Because I was typing in your name, and I never came to it, and then I realized, oh no, it's Be LEKKER, brah. And I realized, okay.
Yeah, my bro. Look, I'm a guy. I'm Bob Potchi, I'm Afrikaans. I grew up in Goodwood, Parow. Spent a few years in Durbanville. So that's why I like Cape Town in that way. Like everyone here for me is equal. I grew up with Muslims, Jews, blacks, coloreds, Christians, Catholics, everyone. And that's what's nice about the community here. It's not about a race, but it's about people. So that's what I like about it. It's not. I have friends everywhere. So, and I love that about Cape Town. Ons staan saam, jy weet.
Yep.
People don't realize that. Yeah, that's the thing. And I love that. The more mixed it is for me, personally, I enjoy because I learn. So you learn so much. When I started running, I remember the guy that taught me, took me up, he's Muslim. So I used to stand and wait when the sun rises, they pray, you know, it's there. And I would stand there out of respect. I was like, where you do it? He's like, sorry, I'm praying. I'm like, oh, I didn't know that. And then he explained to me how, and I'm like, whoa, that's flipping interesting. I actually enjoy it because it's knowledge. I'm like, whoa, that's so cool, you know. My Jewish friends as well, they discuss and talk to me about, and I grew up Catholic, you know, being brought up, but I'm not inclined anymore in religion, and it's all about love for me. And geez, they taught me so much. And if you understand it and respect it, everyone's literally the same.
100%.
Literally, no arguments. What's the point to argue? I hate it. Eh? It's like, cool, bro. If you are the way you are, you do what you do. As long as you're a good person and don't hurt anyone, you go on your way. I awesome.
Agree.
I'll be your
100%.
Yeah.
And Jean,
but don't try.
Yeah, go for it, brother. Go
no, I forgot. You know me.
Yeah. So for me, it's like John, like you said about the be good to people. So kindness, show some love, don't hurt people. And you know, I think for those people that hurt others, I think they hurt inside. They facing trauma. They facing trauma, and they never healed from that trauma yet, right?
Correct. Yeah. They break others down to make themselves feel better.
Yep.
I remember I used to be bullied as a kid a lot. I remember 12 years with school with Tourette's in the 90s and early 2000s was not well known like today. Today, everything's accepted. Everyone's accepted. Okay, now, bro, back then, it was bad. And I used to fight. I used to go. I never backed down. There's a bulldog inside of me, a pit bull, whatever. I never back down. I never back down. I'll never ever. I'll teach my kids the same. And anyone that gets bullied, don't back down. That's my opinion. And I survived. People respected me more from not running away and facing it than, you know, they're like, geez, Because if you can stand up to them, we can as well. That was the whole thing at their store. Like, guys, you don't have to. So 3 Oaks are bullying you and we're 40. They're going to stop. You know, they're going to stop. Stand together. Yeah, I remember it was tough, eh? But like you said, people only do that. Now those same guys I'm friends with, they don't bother me. Now I'm just like, bro, it was 20 years ago.
Yeah.
I'm like, come now to the garage if you see what happens.
Yep.
Huh?
Yep. I think some people take life too serious, and
Yes.
I think we're human because sometimes, like you said, you're obsessed with what you're doing, but you've learned to balance.
Yes. That took me.
Share the importance of balance, John, because I know a lot of us who struggle with balance, right? So how do
Yes.
we get both aligned?
I'll give you an example. So obviously running a big business, having 2 kids and a wife, household to run, and still train 2 to 3 times a day. So basically I get up in the morning while my kids are still sleeping, get dressed, and I go do my training session of the mountain in the morning. And I train all my trainings before work. So I go do my mountain runs before work. I get up at 5:30, 6, off to Lions Head. I do a summit, or I do a loop, or I go for a run into the ocean, or I do that before work. Lunchtime, I train again. Either I do push-ups, sit-ups, or whatever. Then I get home, and while I'm with my kids, I put them in the bath. So while they're bathing, I'm doing pull-ups. So it doesn't take time away. So they watch. So that's the thing. So you put the microwave on for 4 minutes to cook, or 10 minutes to cook rice. Do a workout. What else are you going to do? What's the news? There's always ways to do things. So that's my point. So my wife trained from November till now. At 4 o'clock, she gets up every morning. My wife goes and trains for Forever Strong at Durbanville. She then comes home, right? She gets home at about 6, showers, gets the kids ready. I get up, we go to work, drop the kids. Then I go and train. Then I go to work. Then lunchtime again. And then when we get home, we develop. So, and I work mainly Sunday to Sunday. I only take 2 Sundays a month. And my long runs, I get up at 5 in the morning on a Saturday and go and run because my kids are still sleeping. So you don't want to, because training is a very selfish sport, especially trail running, anything running by yourself. It's very selfish. So you need to give time to others, especially when you're competing. You'll see most pros, like they know their wives have an agreement when they're training, or they marry people in that same aspect, like triathletes and runners, and so that makes it easier. But if your wife and you are doing separate things, you need to get to a balance where it doesn't affect your family time. And yet each individual's time is different. So everyone say someone works night shift or day shift, or it all works itself out, and rest as well.
So it comes down to the time management as well, and
time management. So
getting your priorities straight as well.
Sometimes I only train 8 minutes in the morning, but then I go do 100 push-ups. You know what I mean? So
no excuses.
No excuse. Every little bit adds up. Every little bit adds up. Every little bit. So like you have time. 8 minutes. 8 minutes over a year is better if you add it up. I don't know. Say you take a minute a day. That's 360 minutes a year. Okay, it's better than what you haven't done. 360 minutes, 65 minutes. Yeah. But yeah, so we all have it. And it's just the start. It was, I don't know how to start. Just start, man.
Period. That's it. That's about it. And John, okay, right. So we have 5 minutes left, right? So
that's fine.
I wanna, in a nutshell, if you could make one change in the world, what would it be and why?
That's a difficult question, eh?
Yep.
You know, I wouldn't want to change the world.
What? Go for it. I
also want to change the people.
People, yes.
Actually, it's a difficult one to answer. I was thinking of that same question when I was reading it. What would I change? People need to change them. For us to change people, it's so difficult. Wow. I don't know. Everyone must be happy.
I agree. You know, and
it's difficult.
I think if we all can be more compassionate towards one another and love one another.
If each person focuses on themselves and their own shit, and not someone else's drama, and fixes them better places. So that's what I said. I would change that everyone changes themselves.
I agree. And John, I think if we all focus on ourselves, right? Obviously, we need to find that balance, like you said, also to help others. But if we focus on ourselves and work on ourselves, things will start to fall into place. But we put our energy on the wrong things, and that's unfortunate.
Yeah. People are very misled. They got no rigting. So this is the fact. So the problem is, this is my personal opinion, kids that come out of a home of a mom and dad, both work, studied, did well for them. Those kids' success rate is way more than a kid coming out of broken home and never knew his dad. And that's a fact. I can say that. I have a stepfather who raised me. I have a father-in-law that raised me. Great men, taught me everything. But the problem was that my own father didn't raise me, neglected me. So that's how. So I had to deal with that issue. Why wasn't I good enough? Why did you never accept me? Why didn't you do this? And I walked, and then when I had kids, it only started affecting me more deeply, thinking, yo, look at my kids. They got iPads. They got the best. They got this. So I became jealous of my own kids because I never had that. And that's not right. I had to go. I went for help. I went for therapy, went for chats, and I had to sort myself out. And yeah, so that is the main key of people, especially men who need to be leaders, who need to be in the house of respected. We need, and this is where training comes in. You'll know when you train, you're confident, you focus, you know there's a man. You can take responsibility in this house and say, you know, and I mean, a woman like confident men, not cocky or ego, but confident man. As I say, you can see that man is a man. You know what I mean? You can see it. And that is what neglecting. So men are eating a packet of Doritos, playing PlayStation 5, and he's 30 years old. No. I'm sorry. That's not, I'm sorry. No.
I'm with you.
I'm not one to judge anyone's stuff, but in my opinion, get rigting, kry leiding. Get out there, operate. My staff know, my favorite word is operate. Let's make operate. Give me solutions, not problems, you know? Let's get there. Everyone has a capacity. But, yeah, it is different. I see a lot of Augus. They're so comfortable with their lives, and they think it's okay. So what's happening now, you have, like, I can check, you fit, you train, you're ready for anything. You know what I mean? So anything comes, boom, it's you and I will be sorted, in, we out, we fine. What are the guys going to do that aren't there, which is 60%, I'm sure, more, that are overweight, that aren't training, that eat KFC every day, McDonald's every day, and think, oh, it's okay. Trust me, you need to be aware and fit and healthy all the time, especially when you got kids. You know, we need to get that whole thing back from training guys.
Yep. Right.
So that's
yes.
I know
Thanks
I sound like that.
No.
Boom.
Thanks a lot, brother. I mean, a lot of people need to hear these things. Because health is wealth.
Yes.
Health is wealth. And I keep repeating that because that is so important. And thanks again to everyone watching, guys. And I'm sure Jean inspired you guys.
No, I appreciate the opportunity.
Anyways, yep. Thanks a lot, brother.
Yep. No, you must, when you're ready, you just let me know. And you look fit. I promise you, I can take you a LEKKER.
We will stay in touch, brother. We will stay in touch. I believe in collaboration.
Yes. Now, sometimes I get a bit hardcore. I get too excited, and then the Augus scare them away. Like that. And sometimes I get a bit. I do have a problem when I train with guys when I could see there's a little bit of weakness, and then I push them harder on that weakness because I push myself on that weakness or my weakness. So I train mostly alone. So who's going to push me up? So when I see someone that's got that little weak, and I tap into it, and then I motivate you, I build you. We get rid of it.
That's what I'm always looking for, brother. That's what I'm always looking for. Yep, but we will make it happen. We will make it happen. Yes, thanks so much, Jean. Have a good evening.
Send me the link. I'll pop it on and let it go.
Thanks a lot, brother. Anything you need, just communicate. Thanks a lot, John.
No. Have a good one. I appreciate it.
God bless.
Cheers,
Thanks,
my man.
See you. Bye.
Cheers.